Good evening and welcome to the Shiro Coffee Chat Short. I am Melissa Farmer Hill, a retired Army veteran and the founder of the Shiro Coffee Club, where our mission is to keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. I'm also the host of the Shiro Coffee Chat, which airs right here at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you are up and online, please be sure to check us out. So, what do I want to talk about today? Very briefly, because it is late, y'all. It is late. It's midnight, but it's still my day 17. Today, I want to talk about how President Trump has declared the U.S. Mexico border a national emergency and has ordered the deployment of about 1,500 troops, I think, Army and Marine, as part of the border surge. So now these active duty troops, they're not going down to be law enforcement, but they're really going down to provide us support like logistics, administration, transportation, maybe some surveillance, so they're going to go down and do those types of jobs. So this is to allow customs border protection agencies to do their law enforcement duties. This is nothing new. So in 2023, uh, President Biden had already placed 1,500 troops on the border. They were going to be there for about 90 days, and then the Pentagon started to withdraw. They left a large portion of troops there, but they are going to be joined by the new wave of our military troops that are coming to that border. So that's a good thing. Now, we know that over the last 24 to 48 hours, the Customs Border Patrol has gone through some significant policy shifts when it comes to immigration, seeking out illegals, and the protection of our borders. So we're going to start with I have a couple. For example, the enforcement in sensitive locations. So under Biden, the enforcement in sensitive locations included you couldn't go to churches, you couldn't go in schools, you couldn't go in hospitals to seek out illegal immigrants. But under Trump, and those were considered safe spaces. But under Trump, those spaces are no longer restricted. Then you have the catch and release program. So the catch and release program, what it does was under Biden, individuals would cross the border. They were detained briefly. They went through some immigration. They went through the immigration authorities to be processed. And then they were released into the US while they wait for their immigration court hearing. And they had the ankle monitors and different things like that to monitor them. But we already know a lot of people we are unaccounted for. A lot of people are unaccounted for. But under Trump, that policy is terminated. Illegals will continue to stay at the border until their hearing date. Then, one more thing, that's that app, that C, CBP One app. So, this was an app that was supposed to kind of streamline the whole asylums processing applications and manage border crossings more efficiently, and this provided, that legal pathway for migrants to get into the country. But now under Trump, that app is been discontinued. So those are just really like a few, very few things that are going on with our troops, Homeland Security, and the U.S. Mexico border. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Whether you're for allowing undocumented migrants to walk right through our borders in an attempt for a better life, or you're all about sending illegals back to Mexico, there's one thing I think we can all agree on. The border is a hot mess right now, and something needs to be done about it. Would you agree? Something needs to be done about it. Our cities have run out of funding. There's been a strain on public services, and not to even mention the community and social tensions between the residents of sanctuary cities, illegal immigrants, and politicians. I mean, just look at my hometown in Chicago. Look at what's happening there. Look at what's happening there in Chicago. And something needs to be done at our border. I mean, we definitely need more boots on the ground. I think to support those efforts, we need a solid plan to shut our borders down, at least until we figure this whole thing out. Let's take action now. And that's really what I want to do, to just ensure that Americans who live along those borders and are in those sanctuary cities and are, living under the US of A, are they feel we feel safe, and we can duke it out in the courts later like we always do. But like I said yesterday, so if you watched yesterday, governing and leading, they're not easy. You're going to piss some people off, and that's okay, because what's most important is finding that genuine balance of securing our borders and then treating the migrants, the illegal aliens, they've got so many titles now, as humanitarian as we possibly can, without putting additional burden, economic strains, or tensions on the citizens of the United States of America. And that's really all I have to say about that. So we will see. We will see. But as always, keep your heart full and your coffee strong. Have a great evening.